Hello everyone, I'm Joshino, and today I'm going to be talking about Starbound and whether or not it's worth a second chance yet. I'm sure there are a lot of people that are like me that have left the game and it's collected stardust whilst it's been waiting because there wasn't enough reason to play the game, there wasn't enough purpose in the game. Whilst it was beautiful, the music was amazing, probably the best music I've ever heard in a game, to be quite frank. And there was so much content on its own, there were so many NPCs, so many different environments. However, there was no reason to carry on playing. The latest patch, however, Please Giraffe, and some of the previous patches which I'll talk about as well, accumulatively, have given some purpose. The most recent patch is called Please Giraffe, and the biggest thing it's added is player colonies. Player colonies essentially allows you to get all the NPCs to come to your cities and villages that you build in-game. To get a colony, you first have to get a colony deed from the shop owner, that's a frog in the outpost, and then come back to your village and pop up a colony deed on the wall. Depending on what's in the building, in that little room that you've made, say if you've got scientific things in there, you might get a doctor, or if you put Hawaiian themed things in the room, you get a Hawaiian girl. A colonist comes to stay in your civilization, your settlement. And for me, this actually is very comparable to Fallout Shelter, and I'll explain why. So basically, whilst you have these colonists here, they occasionally give you a gift over a certain period of time. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it comes up on the colonist deed, which is on the wall, as a little present symbol, and you click on it and they either pay your rent or give you an item or something nice, and that resets and then comes up again. And it's very much like Fallout Shelter, where you have to keep them back and managing it and getting these presents out every so often. And a big part of this, basically getting all this furniture together, ties into wanting to explore the universe, basically, because you want to be getting all of the items for each different colonist and getting them all in your city. And this adds a great element of purpose in the game and a meaning to actually want to go out there and to explore these different worlds. And it gives some meaning to finding this random outpost, and you just think, yes, I've found the outpost with all the items I need in it, and now I'm going to completely strip it and take it home. Another big thing which has added a lot of purpose and ties in with the colony situation is that you can buy teleporters, and having a fixed point where you can always teleport to means that you have a real reason to make a settlement, because you can use that as your main base and always teleport back to it. And this again gives a lot of meaning to the game, which wasn't there before, giving you a fixed point that you can call home. I don't know where this has been patched in, but it was past where I was at previously. The missions have all been integrated into the Survivor's Outpost now, and all the NPCs in this outpost, Survivor's Outpost, can give you quests, and each one's, they're almost like fetch quests or kill quests or completed dungeon quests. However, they do give you a reason to go into biomes and explore certain types of world. That there's one where you have to go collect kelp in an ocean biome, so you actually want to go to an ocean biome where before there wasn't really any reason to go to different biomes apart from just looking at them in awe, I suppose. That's something else that has also changed, is the fact that the planets are biomes in themselves, and they have like a tiered element of danger, and also what materials are on each level of planet, and also it just makes it that each planet has its own purpose and there's a reason to go to it. Before, basically all the planets were just a jumble. They'd have loads of random biomes on it and all sorts of different materials, and if you went deep enough you'd find everything basically. But now it's very tiered. Like there's different levels of which, like, you want to get steel, then you want to get titanium, then you want to get duralloy, and that sort of levels up the planets. And they've also tied this into the mission system on the Survivor Outpost. Basically, you have to do certain missions to unlock certain planets, like getting a radioactive suit or getting a suit where you can breathe underwater. Unlock certain planets and certain solar systems that you can go to, because you can't go to a radioactive solar system without getting the radioactive technology perk. And also they've updated the bosses so that they're actually fully fledged missions within themselves, rather than like being the Terraria bosses where you put down an item and spawn a boss. You actually have to go through a whole mission to get to a boss. So for example, the first boss is on a mining facility which has basically been taken over by sort of like hyperdimensional mutants or something like that. And the last boss is quite akin to a Terraria boss, with certain aspects of platformer and shooting and using items to take it out. And also the second one's the penguins tank thing and UFO, which was there before, which you just called down with a satellite. Now you have to go through a whole mission which is on like a snowy planet, and this UFO keeps spawning these little foot soldiers, and these are all missions that are given from the Survivors Outpost and are tiered to the level. I think this is a lot better now for progression. There are lots of small updates as well. Better weapon balance. Like before, there was a big issue when I last played where you could just one-hit things, but I've been through a lot of the environments and the AI is always hard. Even if you get a weapon that is strong, you're still quite in danger because the AI, well, this is what I'll come on to now, the AI has got better. Basically, they're getting trapped less, they can jump over higher terrain. There are still some derpy moments, like they get stuck on the moon sliding doors, which are diagonal, but that's actually the NPCs in the colony. But monster NPCs can follow you for quite a while and up some quite steep terrain. And like I've mentioned, there's better, more logical biomes. There's lots and lots of more structures. There's lots of more NPCs and lots of item types. So that's just a given. It does have a lot of content in the game. There are still, however, some issues and some niggles that will get probably ironed out. So there's some bugs, as it is an early access game. So I'm getting quite a few memory leaks when being around a lot of colonists or at the Survivor Outpost. And also there are other minor little bugs and things with the colonists, and I think I've got some colonists bugged where I haven't got the right colonists for the items I put in the room, but I don't know whether I'm just doing something wrong. And there isn't still a true story arc. Whilst there's this progression of bosses, they have been talking about the story arc that they want to put in, and I think the warp gates, I assume this is going to be what's going to be put in, about the abandoned stargates, and there's lots of little hints at some sort of cataclysmic event and a hidden history in the past regarding the galaxy, but it isn't quite in game yet. Overall, I've had a lot of fun with this update, and I'm currently still playing it, and I'm not going to put it down for quite a while. Basically, I've been playing on my own at the moment because because of my friends are in the same mindset that there isn't enough in the game yet. So I'm hoping that this may convince my friends to come play with me, but also just to tell everyone that I'm having a lot of fun again with Starbound, and it probably is worth coming back to have another play, unless you just don't want to spoil anything and you want to wait until it's completely finished, but that may be quite a while. Thank you all very much for watching. Please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear and see more of me. Until next time everybody, Joshino.